smartphone consumers and developers need to have other options, besides just iOS and Android. That's the reason I took an interest in Linux-powered smartphones last summer, including the PinePhone Beta Edition. Initially, I didn't plan to do a video on this one, but when I set up my second PinePhone yesterday, I actually noticed several improvements that were too big to pass up. First, I do recommend watching that initial video, because it goes into greater detail than this one, and I think it'll give you a better idea of what to expect when your actual phone arrives, assuming you want to try one. When you first receive that phone, its internal storage will already contain a Linux operating system. The distribution is Manjaro ARM, and by the way, ARM refers to the processor, and the graphical environment is provided by Plasma Mobile. My initial PinePhone is still working fine. In fact, I use it daily as long as I have another phone on me. But this new one is meant for the laboratory. I am confident these phones can connect to Raspberry Pi, Arduino, BeagleBone, and ESP32, and this is because of the internal connector. If you recall that initial unboxing, my experience was rather mixed, and this was because of a variety of software problems that eventually I was able to resolve. I wasn't planning to use Manjaro in this second phone, but by happenstance it booted up right as soon as I installed the battery, and I immediately noticed that this new Manjaro ARM, which is a newer version, ran faster and smoother than the initial one. In fact, every problem that I ran into the first time, whether it was the slow UI, problems unlocking the phone, or trouble with camera color rendering, seemed to not be a factor anymore. If nothing else, that's a good indication that Pine64 is likely to preload these phones with the latest image. When it was all said and done, I did wind up installing Postmarket OS anyway, but I decided to install it to one of my separate microSD cards, and I did not overwrite that internal storage. So effectively, this is a dual boot phone. Now, I have seen some other videos by PrivacyX, and one other person that indicated that the phone was not able to boot, or if it did boot, it was short-lived, and it would quickly reset. Keep in mind that I'm new to this series as well, and if I had had these problems with my own phones, I probably wouldn't know where to start other than trying those other images. Your best bet is probably going to be the official forums, and failing that, you want to look for the forums or the wiki pages for the Linux distribution that you're using. Through the rest of the summer, I'm going to be documenting my own experiences, starting with the I2C interface and the external keyboard. This is a fairly multifaceted project, so if you have a particular hardware or software feature that you'd like to see tested, let me know in the comments, and I'll see how quickly I can get to it.